Welcome everyone to Bimbing's sixth post-SPM series, which is public education. This is the time you can text your friends who is not in the meeting yet, call them, text them, WhatsApp them. It's going to be a useful session, plus ask them to join in right away. Okay, without further ado, let me introduce myself. Hi, my name is Manpreet Kaur and I am the post-SPM series group leader. I also have just finished my SPM and I'm 18. So let me introduce you a bit about Bimbing. Okay, as you can see on the screen, Bimbing's motto, providing ideas to your education and career plan. So what is Bimbing? Bimbing is made up of a group of young Malaysian professionals with a passion of education and career development. Bimbing look to contribute to society via education and career guidance, opportunities and empowerment regardless of age, race, religion, gender, or disability. Our initiatives are to empower and develop youths, adults, and senior citizens. Currently, Bimbing is having our post-SPM series, and we do have many more other series coming up soon. So, if you are interested to join in, what do you do to join Bimbing? Why join our team? We are looking for leaders, mentors, speakers, influencers, volunteers, coordinators, liaison officers, social media manager, and information collector. So why you should join Bimbing? Why should you join our team? Because this will benefit you in your networking opportunity. It will enhance your employability and it will give you an on-the-job learning. You will learn national level projects, you build leadership skills, and you will amplify personal branding. You will strengthen your communication skills. So what do you do to join Bimbing? Bimbing has its very own social media, which is official Bimbing. We have a Facebook account, a Twitter account, and an Instagram account. So all you have to do is just DM us, PM us, message us on our social medias. Just say, hi, I want to join your team. And we will get right back to you. We can join, you can join us and do many other things also. Bimbing is a very social networking group. We do social services, we do all our talks all for free. So enough about Bimbing. Now let me introduce our very own speaker today, Mr. Loganesh. Mr. Loganesh, can you please turn on your camera so we all can see you?
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, turn it on.
Hi.
Hi.
That's our speaker for today, Mr. Loganesh. So let me introduce Mr. Loganesh before he can tell you more about himself. Mr. Loganesh is a graduate from UTEM in the year 2012. And Mr. Loganesh is currently working as a digital technology executive at Human Resources Division under Petronas. Cool, right? So Mr. Loganesh is the co-founder and ongoing president of the Indian Student Movement, 1MISM. The Indian Student Movement has currently 12K likes on their Instagram, Facebook, and all their pages. This 1MISM started in the year 2012 and is still going strong until today. So without further ado, let me give the stage to Mr. Loga to introduce yourself a little bit more and tell them a little bit more about the Indian Student Movement, Mr. Loga.
Thank you, Manpreet. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Manpreet?
Hear you loud and clear.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Wanakkam, salam perpaduan, and good evening. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you, Bimbing. Thank you, Manpreet and Persatuan Belia Sikh for organizing this fruitful event, and also one of the beneficial for the youth out there. So we are from MISM, Malaysian Indian Student Movement. So I'm the current president of this movement. So basically, our main agenda or ultimate aim of objective of this movement or NGO basically to ensure and to educate all the PM leavers to at least to obtain a higher education certificate, because we want to increase the intake of our students to the higher education, because education is one of the assets, and we believe lack of awareness. We started this journey from 2008 with our NGO, basically a group of social activists. And come 2012, we officially established this NGO, One Indian Malaysia Student Movement. Basically, we went to all over nationwide to ensure the participation, the awareness is there. We went to urban and rural area to ensure that every one of every SPM students know what's their path to go into the next step, because education may not be determine you are successful or not, because a skill may come, business may come in along the way, but the main thing is an asset for you, it's an investment for you. So that is why it's crucial, and as much as possible, I will try my best to ensure that whoever who join this session to get the best out of it. And my only aim is at least you have 30 of you all, right? So we want to make sure this 30 of you all can disseminate the information to your colleagues, your friends, your brothers or sisters, because our ultimate aim is to ensure that everyone is aware on what's the opportunities available, how to go and enroll to a higher education institute, let be a public university or government university or private institute, but to go with your passion and to go with the demand, the best career that you can achieve.
Thank you so much, Mr. Loga. All right before we start, can I get all the participants in here today, all 30 of you, to in the chat box, please let me know if you are comfortable with English and Bahasa. Say hi, maybe just introduce yourself, tell us your name, which school are you from. Today's session is going to be a very informal session. Feel free to turn on your mics and ask Mr. Loga questions. I'm sure you don't mind, Mr. Loga.
Yeah, sure.
So turn on your mics, ask him questions right away. And at the end of the session, we will be having a Q&A. So save all your questions for the end of the meeting, where we will have a discussion session with Mr. Loga. You can turn on your mics, or you can place your questions in the chat box, and I'll deliver them to Mr. Loga. Okay, looks like a lot of shy people here today. I don't see any comments and in the chat box. Come on, state your name, which school are you from? Hi, Wei En, SMK Sri Kembangan. Okay, Satish from Sekolah Menengah Pegan Serai. Okay, without further ado, let's not waste time for this very informative session today. Passing on to you, Mr. Loga, for your slides.
Okay, sure. Hi everyone, can you all see my screen, my PowerPoint?
I can see your screen, Mr. Loga.
Okay. All right, so I'll start officially. Thank you everyone. So basically, this is the program that we used to organize on an annual basis. It's called Uir Kalvi Lachia Painam lah. It's higher education pathways. So what we do, as I mentioned earlier, we went to a rural area, urban area, all targeted group to provide the utmost guidance and advice on how to pursue to the higher education. So there are few factors that need to be taken into account prior you to make a choice. So you just can't go in with by instinct or by anyone saying to you or by word of mouth. This should truly come something that you should determine and you should be confident enough to go forward. All right. So we had almost done about 10 to 15,000 students we have covered from year 2012 till now. And also we publish book every year and also CDs and ebook. So at this information is basically, it contains all these type of scholarships, information of the universities, what are the pathways, what are the opportunities that is available. So that is how we had a guide, provide guidance to the fellow students. All right. So before we even go further, right? So the main thing that I would like to emphasize here is for you to know what's your passion, which career that really suits your personality. Because in a traditional way, right, there is called Delta. Those days, people are more focused on doctor, engineer, lawyer, teacher, accountant, Delta. So, but looking at the situation now, there are various courses that's out there, and it's lack of awareness, like Uko Bahan, graphic designing, robotic, networking, and digital media is a lot. So how do you determine which career is the best fit for you? So there's one tips that I could give you. You can just go Google. You can go and find career tests, personality tests, and when you go and do a test, right, they will give you, it's a free test basically. You can go and Google it, and there it will tell you, okay, what type of person you are. Are you a hands-on person? Are you a person who like to do research? Are you kind of a scientist or innovator? Are you fit to be a social worker or content creator, or going towards media kind of thing, or more towards passionate kind of job? So this type of characteristic or passion that if you know upfront, then easy for you to chart your career. Because when you chart your career, that is where you can chart your higher education journey. Okay, there's no point you studying for medicine or lawyer, but at the end of the day, you don't have passion for it, and you don't have love for it, and you kind of stress to do your daily job, and also there's no happiness. But that's why this is important. These personality tests, so that you can know what job is suitable for you. All right. All right. So moving into the next one. So these are the pathways. Okay. So as you can see, on your left and right, this is basically all the available opportunities that are available in Malaysia. So you have matriculation, you have A levels, you have foundation, Asasi, you have diploma, certificate, Sijil, you have IPG, and you have IPT, the government institute, IPTS, the private institute, IKBN, ILP, Institute Latihan Pedestrian, Polytechnic, College Community, College Kejururawatan, EdTech, and CIDB. There are more institute, but this is the main thing that I would like to highlight to you guys. If you notice, right, all these institute, they have the ultimate aim is the pathway for you to obtain your degree. So lepas SPM, untuk saya pergi ke Menara Gading, ada pelbagai platform. So I boleh buat diploma, I boleh buat STPM, I can do my A-level, I can even go to college community. Then from there, I can go and do my diploma, and from there, I go to do my degree. So no matter what results that you take in your SPM, you need to chart your career path. Once you've done your career path towards your career, then you can chart your education journey. So this is some of few of the available institute. I'll go one by one, and I will also club or group all the type of applications that you can do. All right. So before we go into detail, so I want to go through the factors to be considered when choosing the higher education. All right. So these are the main key things that need to be taken into account. So I'll go to the first one. The most important thing is accreditation and academics. So how many of you all know about MQA? So this MQA is kind of very important for you to be, when you obtain your degree, right? Your degree or your master's, even your PhD, need to be accredited, need to be recognized nationwide or worldwide. If not, when you go to any job application, if your degree is not recognized, and then it's difficult for them to give you a job. So you can always go to the MQA website, choose the institute, and choose the subject that you degree that you're choosing. So bear in mind, there are also the colleges or the institute are recognized by MQA, but the subject, the degree, only partial is recognized. Maybe ada 5 je yang recognized, maybe software is recognized, and maybe database, bachelor in database or bachelor in networking is not recognized. So you need to really go and search your the degree carefully in the MQA. All right. Faculty and lecturers. So this is where you can always Google and go and see how the faculty is like, how the lecturers. You always can go to the university's website. Each university will see the website. You can go and walk through, because one of the things, right, that I want to emphasize, there is one thing about law of attraction. So when you go and do some study and you really open the website of the university, let's say you already aim that you want to go to UPM or USM, University of Science Malaysia. So you go and see the websites and you set your mind and you already chart your higher education journey, right? That you want to go there, you want to study in that particular environment to obtain this certification, publish journal or research. So that kind of positive energy will make you to go move forward lah. So that is why I also give you some ideas on what is the university about. Next is location. So consider how the college location will affect your education. So this is one of the criteria also. So why I'm saying here is there are cases, people who get study medicine in overseas or other courses, right? In India, in Indonesia, Russia. So that is one of the things that you need to consider as well. Cost and financial aid. This one, I would like to really encourage you guys to really sit down with your family, and before you charting, right, your career, your higher education journey, for you to go to IPTA, government public universities, the cost is very minimal and mostly subsidized, about 80%. And you just need to pay a very minimal fees, okay, compared to private institute. That is why when you go to higher education, public universities, you do not need to worry much on the expenses or costs or tuition or fees like in private universities. So that's why I would like to you to really sit down with the family. If you can't make it for a private institute, try to see the backup plan. Try to really plan and chart how you want to go. There's few cases, for example, Indonesia, right? They studied for medicine and second year, and when come third year, the parents couldn't able to afford to pay the fees of the student, and they tried to get various loans there and here. End of the day, he couldn't succeed with his medicine. He came back and do another course in Polytechnic. So this is kind of sad as well lah, because you already waste your 2 to 3 years going there, and then end of the day you can't get, because the sum of the cost is quite high, on the high side, right, for this kind of degree. So you need to really chart or really plan well. Okay. Process and quality of major employment opportunity after graduation. So it's why I'll also guide you later on how to go and look for what type of degree, what type of job I will get. So from that job, right, you need to go and Google on the most demandable job for coming years. Okay, so during my time, IT was at the peak, but robotic, graphic designing, software hacking, those kind of networking, those kind of things is just on the peak. And now that is the main thing that bring your automation, your robotic, your artificial intelligence. So always go and look for a demandable job and niche job, because there are a lot of jobs there, a career that maybe there is very lack of awareness. So when I run through with you with the website later, I want every one of you go to the website and walk through with me. we go through together. I'll guide you on how to see and how to check what are demandable job. So you just need to Google 10 years down the road, what's the most demandable job? Then you see with your passion. Remember the personality test earlier that I showed to you? So you got to do that and see, okay, am I a skillful person or hands-on person to do technical jobs? Then I see myself, okay, am I a logic person or algorithm person who can do software engineering? So those kind of tips based on your passion can guide you on to choose the demandable job in the future. All right. Support services. Okay, this is basically remember I told you to go and Google about the faculty, the university info. So from there you can know, okay, what type of information they are, what the activities they do, what type of services they have, sports, extracurricular. So just to make you in the know, so that you really go to the good institute that can really develop you well. Because when you go to higher education institute, not only you're going to go and achieve based on academics, you're also going to upskill yourself, going to enhance yourself by soft skills, be more confident, leadership skills. So those kind of attributes and skills will uplift you during your next journey of higher education, which is your career life. All right. Safety and security. So there are many cases out there in universities and colleges. So you got to be careful. You got to do your own research and get to know anyone who has any guidance from that particular area, especially hostels and how to transport. You got to arrange all those. Let's say if you get hostel to stay within the campus, okay, you are kind of fine and easy for you to move around. But you're going to rent a house nearby, because usually private universities you need to rent around outside, right? So you just got to really care and really safeguard yourself, and you need to go on a road trip to confirm that this institute is the best for you, the environment is okay, and go and see the counselors, the college admission officers, and get yourself ready. All right. So that is factors to choose university. So basically, I believe some of y'all from universities, right? From sekolah menengah. So maybe belum buat Form 5 for SPM lagi. So can I know how many of y'all is still doing SPM? Siapa yang masih belajar? Siapa yang masih belajar boleh tekan 1. Siapa yang dah habis Form 5 tengah tunggu IPTA, IPTS, tekan 2. So that I can know how to go for my next slide. Tekan 2. Okay. So masih belajar. Okay. So yang masih belajar, ramai juga masih belajar. Okay. So yang masih belajar, tu yang penting lah, kamu kena tahu apa yang kamu nak kecapi untuk pengajian kamu untuk pergi ke Menara Gading. So kenapa higher education ni penting is because pengajian tinggi ni is the one that is asset untuk kamu. So you now when you are in sekolah menengah, so do your best, make sure you score well in your SPM. And your next journey will only be determined lepas you habis your SPM, once you get your SPM results. Okay. All right. I will share another slide. Can you see my new slide?
Yes, clear, sir.
Okay. So yang ni is di manakah saya. So you have 5 category, right? Basically, kategori A cemerlang, dapat 8A ke atas, penilaian kurikulum, and kategori B baik, 5A ke atas, wajib kredit dalam bahasa Malaysia, English, Matematik dan Sains. Kategori C 5 kali ke atas, 4A ke atas. kategori D sederhana, kategori E lemah. So looking at this category, right, this is just to give you an idea so that all this category ada peluang untuk masuk ke higher education, untuk pengajian tinggi. Tak semestinya pergi ke universiti sahaja is the only way for you to get a degree directly. Even category E ataupun category D, there are steps for you to achieve your degree. Okay. Sebelum pergi jauh ke the next slide, right? So I just want to say, even myself, saya bukannya category A, bukannya category B, maybe C or D. I just want to give you some inspiration. When I'm in category C and category D, I don't have option to go in university. And STPM pun, I was just like tak dapat juga. Memang macam it's like a KIB thing lah. And I got Sijil Polytechnic, not even a diploma. I got a Sijil in Polytechnic. So when I went to Sijil in Polytechnic, I studied in Polytechnic Muazzam Shah in Jitra, Kedah. So from there, I really I have a passion that I really need to chart my higher education. If not, I will not succeed in achieving a good career in my life. So what I did, I scored well in my Sijil Polytechnic. I got Anugerah Sultan, 3.8 above. And from there, I didn't even do my diploma. I straight away get a degree in University Technical Malaysia Melaka, public university. So I got that, and I got a Royal Award, one of the highest award in the government universities. And from there, I went did Masters MBA in Lim Kok Weng. So this is my journey. So tak semestinya kategori C or kategori D, you tak boleh dapat pergi ke degree, master or PhD. There are ways, just you need to know what are the ways, and you need to have fire in yourself. You really need to be passionate to focus on your academics and also and on your higher education and your career lah. And you need to be committed. Okay. Another thing before we go, I just want to set the context lah, because whatever that you study, right, if you don't have your commitment, you don't have passion, if you don't have a discipline, you will not succeed. You will not be happy. That's the only thing that I want to emphasize here. So I just give you an example. If you study in IT and you go and do your software, right, and then but you don't love your job, you just do because you have got degree, tapi you tak betul-betul happy buat kerja, and you don't really deliver well in your work. So there's no point you studying so hard and working, right? So that's why even your career will be terbantut. So if you want your career to be really steady, the only thing that I would say is you need to be passionate, you need to be committed. Komitmen tu sangat-sangat penting untuk dekat mana-mana. Even though sekarang bila you kat SMK, you tengah belajar, you're gonna committed untuk belajar and committed untuk achieve whatever goals that you have. You need to set your personal goals. Okay, I can study ni, I can achieve this. If I don't get a B or A for this subject, I need to do past year questions. Go and buy past year questions, do about 5 years punya question. Try to practice yourself and try to fikir out of the box. Macam mana nak jawab soalan tu. The more you do, the more you get the niche, the gig of doing it. So that is how you can score well in your academics lah. And also in future pun sama dekat higher education pun, you got to do the same thing. You got to study well and you got to be committed. Okay. So nampak tak? Banyak peluang kat sini. Make your decision now. So right after SPM, right, you can go to STPM. You can go to JPA. If you get the category A, you can go to JPA. You can apply for Yayasan Petronas Scholarship for UTP. You can apply for matriculation. You can apply for all type of scholarship, Khazanah, Bank Negara Scholarship, 8A ke atas, yang kategori A tadi, boleh apply these scholarships, and you can go to STPM, and you can go even for diploma dekat IPTA. At government universities, there are opportunities for diploma. Okay, so you can go for diploma, or you can go there for STPM. Okay, and then yang kategori C dengan D, you can go to college community or polytechnic. Those yang Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, Mr. Loga, we can hear you.
Okay, I was just muted. Sorry. Okay, so category C, D, you most probably you go to polytechnic. Category yang E, you can go to skills, college community, IKBN, Institute Kemahiran Belia Negara. So those kind of hands-on technical punya opportunities you are available there. So you can do for mechanical, you can go for automotive, you can go to baking, those kind of hands-on skill lah. So that is what the main thing is all of the opportunity. I want you guys to really know apa yang ada kat situ. So that you don't really waste your opportunities to available. Tak kira which category you are. So now in the world of modernization of IT and also digital, you always can go and Google fingertips. Just Google what you want to be. What's your passion? From there, you just chat, okay, what institute have this course? How do I go for this course? If I score well, okay, what scholarship available? Just go and Google studymalaysia.com. There are list of scholarship over there. So it's you to determine what you want to be. The opportunities are there. Even me, right? I give an example. I did Sijil Polytechnic, and the next institute that I need to go, platform I need to go is diploma. But when I Google, I found that, oh, okay, even though you do Sijil well, you can jump directly to degree in University Technical Malaysia Melaka. So I don't need to do my diploma straight away to degree. I just jump straight away. So that is how you need to explore yourself. There is opportunities out there. It's you to need to be hungry for opportunities and go and get for it. Okay. I also will guide you step by step to apply. During my time, no one guided me. But this time, there are many opportunities for you. I also guide you on how to go to UPU website. One of the critical websites for you to know how to apply, what to apply, and start your journey over there. I also guide step by step. Yeah. Okay, I have gone through this right to you. Okay. Okay, STPM. Those days STPM was 2 years and it don't have semester. Sekarang ada semester, sama macam university. So they also break it into semester mode. So they have pengajian MUET is wajib. So this is basically, even though in Form 5 they'll have this awareness lah, basically all the students for you how to go to STPM. All right. So as I mentioned earlier, those who wants to do degree at IPTA or who wants to do medicine or law, or any type of degree related subjects, you can always you always can do STPM. You are also category A, B is digalakkan buat STPM lah if you want to do STPM. You can do diploma or you can do STPM. Okay, so let me explain what is STPM and what is diploma. STPM, you got to spend 2 years at school. Okay, diploma, you got to do 3 years at the university. All right, 2 years and 3 years. So you may say, oh, you're going to spend 3 years diploma equivalent to 2 years STPM. Is it a waste? Actually, it's not. Because when you do STPM, 2 years, when you go to university to do your degree, you'll be doing degree first year. Hence, a diploma student, when they finish their 3 years, 2.5 years or 3 years diploma, when they go to do degree, they'll do directly to second year. They don't need to do from first year. So they'll just direct to go to second year degree. So if you kira balik, sama je journey dia. Sebab orang yang diploma already chart the journey. They already know. When I do diploma in IT, I'll do degree in software. When I do diploma in HR, I will do degree in marketing. So they already know the chart. But STPM, belum tahu lagi. You do 2 tahun and your degree can be various, can be anything. That is one of the benefit of you doing STPM. Okay, So when you can do anything tu, depends on your CGPA jugalah. So 2.5 or 2.6 you dapat, so you can chart, okay, I nak pergi mana, I nak pergi which university, which course, so you ada option nak buat degree, tapi first year. So tu dia punya differences ya. So this is STPM nya guide. So you can always go to mpm.edu.my or moe.edu.my, MOE. So this Kementerian Pelajaran Malaysia will have all the information of the subject available. You need to choose what you need to choose, mandatory, pengajian am, and 2 or 3 subjects that art stream or also science stream. So that one will determine you nak pergi ke aliran mana lah. Okay. Okay. So how many of you all pernah dengar A-levels, foundations semua? So I believe semua pernah dengar kan A-levels and foundation. So I want to explain some comparison. Tadi I dah explain between STPM and diploma, right? So now I nak explain STPM dengan A-level pula. A-level and STPM internationally recognized. But STPM, when you go to, let's say you go to other countries like US or Australia, you need to see some paper lah at the particular university to just prove that you are able to continue there. And then entry requirement is all there. STPM open for all SPM leavers, basically 2 pointer above. You get a category A, B, or C, you're eligible to go to STPM. But most likely when you're category C, I would not like to recommend you to go to STPM lah. STPM is kind of a hard journey for you to cope on. All right. So A levels 12 to 18 months, STPM 18 months consisting of 3 semesters. So A level dia part laju sikit, ada yang setahun punya. And you can choose what is the maximum subject, examination based, and also one of the most widely recognized pre-university. So A level, I would only suggest to those category A lah. Most strongly suggest to those category A, and those yang ada kalau another factor that I told tadi tu cost kan. So kalau you punya you have your family already planned, you already betul ada cost and financial aid, and then you can go for a private institute, do your A levels, and then you can continue to do your degree dekat institute, private university institute or government institute lah. Okay. What is the difference between foundation and matriculation? Okay. Foundation, so you need to be aware. Orang-orang yang foundation ni, there are 2 type of foundation ya. One is foundation dekat private university, one is foundation dekat government university. So kat public university, we have about 3 to 4 institute that IPTA that provide you foundation course. USM, UKM, Asasi Pintar, and UPM. So this Asasi course is just 1 year. Dia bukan diploma, dia Asasi. So sama macam foundation dekat private, tapi dia dekat private public university. So most of the STPM students, right, yang SPM students yang dapat semua A and good in COCO, they will aim for that Asasi course. Not many know, tak ramai orang yang tahu ada Asasi, ada foundation dekat IPTA. So this is one of the opportunities that you need to take into account lah. Sebab you tak payah nak spend your masa dekat STPM 2 tahun, tak payah spend masa dekat diploma 2,5 tahun. You can just spend yourself doing foundation. But when you do in private, you need to be careful this. When you do in private, that foundation kind of recognized at that university. Okay, maybe dia tak recognize dekat university B dengan university C. Yang tu cash dia. So, and also the after effect of you doing foundation is you only can do degree at that university. So bila you tengok foundation, oh okay, 18,000. Okay, fine, I go and spend my 2 years there. But the post after effect, right, is about 30 to 50,000 for me to do my degree, which I can't afford, for example. So benda macam tu you really need to take into account before putting your leg or stepping your leg into those pathway. Okay, always go and get a guidance. So when you go to one place, they will tell you a lot of things. You just need to go access yourself. Go to Google, get a career, any counselors in your school, or you even can contact me or anyone else, just to give you a proper guidance. The more you ask, the more you get idea. The only thing that you need to know, right? Okay, I already know my passion. I already know what's the demandable job. How for me to go and sit there? How do I go? How do I move towards my aim? That's the most important thing. All right. So what of this examination based lah? Okay. Matriculation, why is fun? Is it matriculation? It's kind of fast track. 1 year, lepas tu dah habis, you can straight away go to IPTA, Government University. Because whenever I encourage and guide, right, I always like to encourage people to go to IPTA lah. Less cost, recognize, and you got the best out of for the country lah. Okay. When you go to private, yeah, correct. You are internationally recognized. You can go to. You have lots of foreign international students. The environment is different. The culture is different. The way, including soft skill, the professionalism, and everything is more or less same. But maybe when you have more international students, the environment will be different a bit lah. Okay. So depends on you. So public university. This is a list of universities here. Later we will go through together the UPU website. So I can explain to you. They have UNIZA, you have UKM, UMS, Sabah, Unimas in Sarawak, UPSI. Okay, all these are IPTA. These are IPTS, Uniten, Unicel, UTP, MMU, Lingkowing, Monash, OUM. So this is all the IPTS. So you need to get familiar with all of these universities. So as I mentioned tadi tu, law of attraction. Go and Google, go and explore all these websites, all the universities with information. How many of you all pernah dengar this nama-nama university ni? Can you just give me a yes or no? How many of you all pernah dengar all these nama-nama university before? Yes or no? Let me see the chat. Is this the first time you're doing all the university names? Okay, so good. So all of this, you pernah understand, pernah listen all this, pernah get to know all this university, right? So, all right. So I'll go to the next one, IPTS. So you have JPA. So this one, you need to go to the JPA website. This is for JPA scholarship and also for the BYDPA. Beasiswa yang di Pertuan Agong. So they also they have opportunities for you to do your degree in scholarship bonded by the government. So yeah, we will go through the website later. This matriculation. Okay. So this is the matriculation syarat kemasukan lah. So when you apply the universities, so you can just go and see your nilai score. So if you can see down there is your nilai score. This is how you calculate your SPM and also see match how best you can go to the matriculation. So now I think the system is different. So when you going to your Form 5, then you need to look for matriculation application and you can start applying for that when you have Form 5. Okay, you can go to moe.gov.my. Okay, you can, those who are interested to do pra perubatan, you also can go for this SPA. This is basically not medicine, not physiotherapy, not nurse. It's like a pra medicine, pra medical punya opportunities lah. So it's like a training for you to go. It's a hands-on. You can go do a course and straight away you'll be absorbed to the government into the medical industry. Okay, there are many. So as I mentioned tadi, ada juru pulih, juru rawat, juru terapi, juru X-ray. So this is kind of medical field, but it's taraf diploma, but many not. Ramai tak tahu these opportunities. So after SPM, you always can go to this kind of opportunities. Juru pulih, juru rawat, juru terapi, juru X-ray, penolong pegawai farmasi. This is category. Those yang category B, C, D can try to go for this. Okay. JMTI. This is also for category B, C, and D. Those who have a hands-on, siapa yang suka elektronik, mekatronik, manufacturing, permissionan, you can always go to this institute. Okay, yang ni UM. So UM I already mentioned earlier on how to go and apply for UM. So okay, before I go further, right, once you got the results, the most important thing that you need to know is what type of opportunities or what type of university that I need to enroll to. Because at UPU website, when you go to choose your degree or diploma, and you need to match the results. So let's say if you get STPM 3.1, for example, you're not going to go apply for UM, USM, UKM, or UPM. For first all the 9 choices, it doesn't really make sense, because we can always imagine that those high-ranked universities, just logical speaking, all high-ranked universities obviously will take the cream of the cream for SPM students, correct? Or STPM. They will always target those who get 3.7, 3.8, 3.9, 4 flat. Those are the cream of the cream, will go to all these main universities. And I don't want you to go and waste your opportunities, because you only have 9 choices. Those days you have 5 and then 8, then I think now it's 9. You have only 9 choices. Don't go and spoil all the 9 choices of applying. Clear cut, you don't get, but you go and apply. So always have some check and balance. There are many universities out there. All the IPTA, doesn't matter when you get USM or you get UTHM or UTEM or UNIMAP in Perlis or UMS in Sabah, MAS in Sarawak, doesn't matter. The main thing is, the ultimate aim here is to obtain a degree, no matter what, for you to have a degree. So if you got, if you have 3.8 above, okay, yeah, obviously you're gonna apply the best universities, and maybe the last 2 choices you can put the moderate type of universities. But you get 3.10 and below, you got to be careful in putting your choices. All right. Okay. So one of the universities here is UPSI. So you have Diploma Science Mathematics, Teknologi Makmal, Diploma Tari, Diploma Theater, Pendidikan Awal, Science Computer. So all of this, remember I told you just now, diploma is 2.5 years, 3 years, and when you go to degree, you straight away go to 2nd year. So when you go and look for these courses at the university, you need to ensure that there are degrees at these universities or other universities that can able to support this diploma. I don't want you to go and do diploma, because some universities, dia ada diploma sains government, tapi tak ada degree untuk sains government, and tak ada juga degree yang terima diploma sains government. So yang kegunaan. So yang tu you kena really be careful to chart. So as I mentioned tadi, when you chart, you kena chart sampai you degree. Settle, complete your diploma and chart, okay, where you want to do your degree. With the same university, same IPTA or different IPTA. So yang tu you can chart around. So even ada diploma perikanan pun dekat UMT. Okay, those yang minat perikanan. As I mentioned tadi, no courses that are less professional, no courses that is very high professional, no courses that is low class or high class. The only thing is, I want to tell to you is your commitment, your discipline on how to bring every career is a beauty. Hello. Every career is a treasure, right? It's how you uplifting it. It's how you bringing all these career journey towards your life. So that's the most important thing. Okay. So diploma you have in UMP, you have electronic industry, and UPM you have perikanan, perhutanan, kesihatan haiwan. So they are one of my students, right? Those days when I guide them, last 5 years. So one of the students, she got diploma perhutanan. The only question she asked, Ane, how I want to go to perhutanan? I don't even understand what's my future. Will I be in the jungle? What job will I do? So I explained to her, okay, we went to UPU, I put the, okay, for perhutanan, you'll be Jabatan Perkhidmatan, you'll be this pegawai, you'll be capturing, you'll be handling the environmental punya benda. So she kind of, okay, macam interested, because this kind of course, and when you dapat kan, bila there are also opportunities from UPU, when you apply A, you dapat B. When you apply A, you dapat something yang you tak apply pun. So for you to forgo that, right, you need to think twice. Not twice, I mean, think 10 times before you reject IPTA, public university punya offer letter. So that offer is, you really need to do it. As I mentioned, all career is a beauty on its own. Is how you achieve it towards yourself and uplifting it to your career. Okay. So I think now she's in Jabatan Perilitan, the girl who did diploma perhutanan. All right. So you have UNIMAP in Perlis. You have UPNM. UPNM is University Pertahanan Nasional Malaysia. So they are the one of the institute that I would recommend those who want to do asasi perubatan. So they also have the, if you want to go to medicine, asasi perubatan is one of the courses that is available at UPNM, and you can do your degree MBBS, your medicine also over there, your medicine course here in UPNM. So as I mentioned, Delta, doctor, engineer, lawyer, these three, Delta, doctor and lawyer is one of the most demandable and also most favorite course lah. So for you to really get that, you need to get at least 3.9, 4 pointer, baru you can get in IPTA. IPTS, no worries. You got the course. You can go apply for scholarship. You have financial aid for you, then you can just march forward. So when you have financial aid, then there's no problem for you to do whatever career that you envision to do lah. Diploma UTM, elektrik kuasa, penjuruterang awam, hukum bahan. Okay, we go through together with the website. Yeah. Okay, it's asas pertanian. So those who are willing to do pertanian, you can go for this course, program asasi science. Okay, ini kat UPM. And asasi UUM, this is for business related. So each university, right, they have their niche area. So UUM, Universiti Utara Malaysia dekat Sintok Kedah tu more famous dekat untuk business, marketing, HR kind of field. When you go to UMK Kelantan, Universiti Malaysia Kelantan, that one more to tourism, business, entrepreneurship, itu that type of university. Bila you pergi UNIMAP, biotech, agriculture, science and technology lah dekat situ. Dan bila you pergi ke UTM, Universiti Teknikal Malaysia Melaka, yang ni more to technical, manufacturing, robotic, those kind of thing. Bila you pergi UTM, UTM more technology lah, Universiti Teknologi Malaysia. The name says it well, right? So then when you go to UMS, so UMS more environmental friendly, medicine pun ada kat situ. So those kind of university have this kind of specialization lah, I would say. Kalau USM, research university. Okay. So UM is one of research university also lah, and also one of the if you can see the ranking, you boleh Google, you boleh tengok which is the top universities dekat Malaysia. UM, USM, UPM, UKM. Okay. So UPNM is Universiti Pertahanan. This is one I mentioned tadi tu, program Asasi Pintar. So this is Asasi Pintar is 1 year punya course, a foundation, and you'll be going for a degree once you finish your 1 year punya foundation lah. Okay. Sama macam private, tapi this is IPTA. Okay, so kita dah complete tadi tu. Basically, I dah cover tadi tu kategori A dengan B. So bila bagi kategori C, D dengan E, you always can go to Polytechnic. As I mentioned, take me as an inspiration. When you are in category C or D, don't ever give up. There are opportunities. You always can do your degree. You always can get some kind of skills, even diploma. No worries. Don't stop your SPM journey. And if you have a chance, continue your higher education, always go for it. Don't just give up at the SPM level. So at Polytechnic, you have lots of opportunities in technical, and also you have business, you have HR, marketing, you have petrokimia, you have mechanical, reka bentuk, pelancongan, teknologi makanan, kemahiran khas. So this is the opportunities lepasan kat sini. So I'll show you also how to apply. What to apply, what are courses available. You have pra-diploma and you have CGIL as well. So as I mentioned earlier, myself, I didn't get any diploma. I did my CGIL. CGIL is 2 years. And degree, after you do your CGL, your diploma will be 1.5 years or 2 years. So that's how the journey of going to a degree lah. Those categories C and C, D, and E. Yeah. Okay. We also have Academy Laut Malaysia, ALAM. This is you can do diploma in nautical studies, marine engineering. Okay. So this kind of websites, right? This kind of opportunities, you only will know when you do your personality test, when you do your demandable job search, and based on your passion. Then when you go and Google, right? Then this kind of institute, this kind of opportunities you will know, because now the very clear cut, the only thing that you know is UPU, Polytechnic, IPTS, and also the major courses like Delta, and also nowadays people call for digital media. So those kind of job available. So when you do your double test and you see your hands-on, when you go and Google, so you may see, okay, there is geology, geophysics, seismic studies, artificial intelligence, automation, robotics. So there are various kind of job. The future is looking automation. The future is looking into digital. So you may really want to consider on how to chart your higher education institute, higher education journey. I think my internet connection is off. Can you hear me now? Can you still hear me?
Yes, sir. Can.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So the next one is ILP, EdTech, and JMTI. So ILP, right, Institute Latihan Perindustrian. So this one of the course basically I would recommend for category D and E tadi. So this type of hands-on skill training, mechanical, jurusan-jurusan yang berkaitan dengan kimpalan, prosesan, so mechanical. So this type of field, you can always go into this institute. Okay. Okay. Important dates. Okay. Now let me go through to you the website. Hold on, yeah. Okay, can you all see this website, upu.mohe.gov.my? Okay, I would want everyone to go together with me. Click on this website link. Can you do it together with me? If can, please start can. I would want every one of you go together with me. Let's do it together. Because when you do together, then we will know. And one of the things that you're going to attract that higher education into yourself. Okay. So if you already click at this link, upu.mohe.gov.my. So if you can see here, you have UPU Online, UPU Chat, category TPM, Staraf, e-Panduan. Okay, and the important dates are over here. So this is the website by the Ministry of Higher Education, giving you all the key dates and key opportunities for you to pursue your higher education journey right after your SPM. Okay. So if you have any clarification or request, you can go to UPU Chat to chat with the focus over there. So what I want to get you is e-Panduan. So everyone, you click e-Panduan. Can you click e-Panduan? Okay, once you click e-Panduan, you gotta click Laluan Kerjaya. E-Panduan Laluan Kerjaya. You click SPM. and you click one of the universities, any universities, just click one. So I click here UNIZA, Sultan Zainal Abidin. Are y'all with me? Can y'all see this Dhamma program pengajian? Okay. What I want you all to do is put in here one of the university names that you choose. Which university did you choose? So as for me, I choose UNIZA. So can you all let me know what university that you're choosing? Go to e-Panduan. Dekat e-Panduan, you choose Laluan Kerjaya. Laluan Kerjaya, you need to choose one university, IPTA. So let's see what IPTA do you choose. Can you choose just randomly one? Let's do it together. One of any of you all just choose any university and put it here in the chat and in the chat box. I have put UNIZA. Okay. Aruna had put USM. Koja Yuan have put UKM. Brian has put UTM. Okay, great. So great. That's the journey. Yes, Dilraj Singh UM. Okay, good. So now when you scroll down, remember that I mentioned tadi tu, demandable job, what are the career opportunities? So this is how you gotta look for what are the opportunities, what are the job that is available here. So when I do my diploma technology maklumat, the next thing that I can do is degree. But with this qualification, I can be what? I can be penolong pegawai sistem, juru analisis, sistem arkitek perisian, software, web, or penolong pentadbir. Okay, if you notice here, I can't really go to pegawai tadbir. I can't be going to pegawai sistem maklumat because I don't have degree, because it's diploma. So when you have a degree, then you can go to the next one, correct? So diploma physiotherapy. So you can be a physiotherapist dekat hospital, clinic, dekat mana-mana fitness center. So this kind of qualification ada dekat this university. So I'll go to the next university. I'll just go randomly. So students, based on the university that you choose, right? Which are the career that you think is suitable to you, which is close to your heart? It's a very random one. Just you can put the chat box, yeah. Okay. One of the university here is UTM, Melaka. So you can do mechanical engineering, electric, electronic, manufacturing, pembuatan, IT. So this is all diploma. So from here, the next part is degree. And if I never do my degree, this is the job that I would be doing. So as I mentioned, diploma, you're going to spend 2.5 3 years. And when you do your degree, you'll be going into second year. Okay. So when you see all this job, right, you just got to copy this. Just copy, okay, UI designer. Okay, apa ni UI designer? So you copy. User interface designer. You copy and paste at Google. Look at the job opportunities. Look at the career. When you have Facebook, Insta, on all those social media, right? LinkedIn, all right. So you can just go and Google there. Okay, what type of job is this? Is this okay for me? Am I passionate to do? And is it the one that gives me ultimate satisfaction when I come back from job and when I do my my career path? Will it be together with me? Is it very close to my heart, and is it demandable in the next 10 years? Certain things may be demandable. I give you like aviation, like pilot, right? Those days, that is the like dream job for some of the people over here. But now, there's no even any friends, so opportunities are not there. Even oil and gas industry, people are looking into renewable energy. So this kind of new things, right, that you really need to, there's two things to it. Like you need to see the demandable job and also the environment that that supports towards it. Okay. Another one, Laluan Kerjaya, is you go to click STPM dan Staraf. So STPM dan Staraf is the one that STPM, diploma, whatever that you receive like CJL after your SPM. Okay. So you choose one university here. Let me choose Unimas, Sarawak. I've been there last 4 years. So it's quite a nice place. Sabah is also nice. Okay, so you have here Sarjana Muda Sastra dalam Sinematografi. So what you can be after doing this degree. So those who are minat dia buat you want to be a producer, a director, you want to shoot movie, you want to do some crew, or you want to do some business. This is what the course that's suitable for you. Okay, so you want to do Sarjana Muda Linguistic. So you want to go into your journalism or advertising company. So this kind of job is suitable for you. So this is what I would want to emphasize to you lah. So no matter, at the end of the day, this job is just a part of what you want to be. Once you already go there, already achieve that, the rest is on your commitment, your discipline, on how you are going to uplift that skills and whatever that you learn before within yourself towards the career. All of this is just a ticket for you to go to the career journey. Even myself, I've learned in degree, right, lots of subjects, multimedia, networking, software, database, all minor subjects. But we are not going to use all the subjects in our career journey. Those is just a base for you, just to give you an gambaran, environment, just to set the context what you're going to face in the career journey. But my career journey is totally different. Okay, so that's why I say, even though what type of studies that you do, these 3 important skills need to be with you. You need to be committed, you need to be disciplined, you need to be passionate about what you're doing. Okay. Okay. So semua okay ke tengok course ni? Is it fun looking at this all IPTA and laluan kerjaya? At least you have an awareness, right? What you want to be, where you want to go. All right, so that is UPU, and you have MOE. You can go and look for this for those who want to do your STPM or MOET, moe.gov.my, Kementerian Pelajaran Malaysia, and this is JPA. Those who apply JPA scholarship, you can apply here. Okay, so once you dah dapat results, you can already start googling. Actually, lepas STM, you already can start doing your career path lah, your higher education path and journey. So these are the important tools that you need to have. First of all is mindset. Second is your research, and third, all these websites that I showed to you, UPU, your Facebook, Kementerian Pelajaran Tinggi, Pengajian Tinggi, and then you go and see what courses they are there, and for you to explore and enroll to it. All right, I think civil engineering have bright future. Okay, great. Data science, yes. EPM medicine, law, okay. Data science. Data science is one of the upcoming, the future course that is highly talked about at the industry level. Data science, yeah, correct. Okay, only 3 of y'all, 4 of y'all. Okay, I hope many of y'all. I hope all of y'all will go and look for more universities and more courses. Yeah, so just get to know about all the courses and understand something. Yes, Aruna, you have raised your hand. Anything I can answer?
Mr. Loga, if you're done with your slides, I can move on to the Q&A.
Yeah, I have done my slides. Thank you everyone for your participation. So yeah, we can continue with Q&A.
Okay, we will move on to the Q&A session, starting from the questions which we got from the registration forms. So I think the first question we got is, if I did a private degree or pre-U, will I have to pay private rate when I enter government university for my degree or master's?
Did a private degree at a pre-U, will I have to pay private rate? No. Public universities is always using the public universities rate as a fixed price for everyone, no matter where you do your degree or pre-U. But the only thing is, when you do at private institute, the opportunities for you to go to public universities is kind of, you need to think twice lah, because there are many diploma students or certificates or STPM is out there. They are the one who will be given kind of first priority for the UPU to take them, because they're already in IPTA and they are the most given priority lah for them to do their degree in the IPTA. So to answer your question, the rate will be according to the public university rate when you do your public university.
Okay, I think thank you so much. I think the next question is, I am currently doing my STPM SEM 2, and I think soon after we get our SEM 1 results, we have to apply via UPU, and I'm not really sure how it all works.
Yeah, so I think this question came before I start my UPU walkthrough earlier. So I believe when I showed to you the UPU walkthrough, right? So at there, dah ada laluan kerjaya, how to apply. So now permohonan ditutup for the current semester. They'll open back in few months' time. So you got to just check out the UPU website, and all the important dates are there, all the step by step for you to apply. So if you're STPM, you got to click STPM Staraf and start applying the UPU. So when you apply, you need to make sure all the details are correct. You need to follow the instructions. If they ask you to submit any applications, any documents to the university after applying, you need to do that. So you need to do all the necessary information according to the information given at the UPU website. Okay.
All right, thank you, Mr. Loga. The third question, is there any available courses that links to education jobs?
Okay. As I mentioned earlier, in the laluan kerjaya, you always can view at the laluan kerjaya there at the right column those job that has pensyarah, lecturer, those kind of or cikgu, those kind of thing, career that is linked to education. So in a nutshell, right, basically any job you can be a lecturer, any kind of course that you do. So let's say I did IT or I did business studies. I always can be a lecturer because it's linked to education, right? I also can be a lecturer in universities or polytechnic. So most of the courses are linked to education jobs. But if you want to go specifically to teaching, you can go to IPG, Institute Perguruan, or government university, you have UPSI, Institute University Sultan Idris in Tanjung Malim. So that is more teacher-related institute.
Thank you. I think the next question also relates to the one. I think it has been answered.
Yes.
So moving on to the last one, demanding fields in Malaysia.
Demanding field, as I mentioned earlier, you always need to Google. The demanding field now that not only in Malaysia, basically in across nationwide and globally, people are looking into renewable energy. Okay, renewable energy is one. Second, data science. Third is artificial intelligence, robotic. Fourth is psychology. So if you notice, right, during this pandemic, Western countries already practice this, but I think Asian, we really don't give much importance to psychology. But those pandemic stress, mental stress. So this kind of psychology courses is one of the could be a demandable job in future. But in Malaysia, not yet. So in Malaysia, that I mentioned, data science, renewable energy, IT automation. I think the professional jobs stays there. Delta, the doctor, engineer, lawyer, teacher, accountant, that is the one that is always demandable. Basically, that's a professional kind of job, right? So other than that is more on the one that I mentioned earlier. Digital marketing, content creator, if you notice, nowadays people do a lot of content creator, right? Even to do marketing and graphic designing, that is already a very big future in Malaysia.
Thank you, Mr. Loga. Okay, moving on to questions from the chat box. All participants who are still in, you may still ask questions and we will direct them to Mr. Loga to answer. So the first one we have from the chat box. is there a way to get fellowships or transfer programs with overseas unis while we are at public unis?
Fellowships or transfer program in overseas. Okay, this depends the agreement between the universities. So there are certain universities have already linked signed an agreement or MOU with other universities. So they have like American degree transfer program. They have this twinning program. So those kind of program you gotta really enroll before you need to know before you're enrolling. So when you go to enroll, you already know, okay, what are the opportunities, what are the linkage that this university have with university in Australia, for example, or in Liverpool, UK. So if they have the twinning program or if they have the degree transfer program, so you always can go to those private universities. Usually this is more to a private university that has linkage with overseas university. As I mentioned already, the twinning program. Another one is you do your foundation here or A-levels here, and you can go and do foundation that is recognized for at that particular international university.
Thank you, Mr. Loga. Okay, I have a personal question directed to you, Mr. Loga, from Lee Wei En. She requested if you can share the PPT slides that have been presented just now to her.
Yeah, Ken, I will share the PPT slides.
Okay, thank you. And her second question is, she is directed to Bimbing, which is, can she get the recording of the meeting? Sadly, no, we do not share the recordings, but you can, we will give you Mr. Loga's personal email, so you can email him all your questions and he will definitely get in touch with you. Okay, another question, Mr. Loga, which is, may I ask if there's a microbiology has a bright future in Malaysia?
Yes, I would say yes. Similar to what I mentioned earlier, renewable energy, biology, this kind of environmental friendly kind of course is one of the kind of demandable, and people are start looking into it. People are start appreciating it as one of the importance of us participating in towards taking care of the nature. So taking care of the nature, the global warming, the carbon emissions. So before this kind of courses, biotech, biology, renewable energy was not much in the focus. But now, from the pandemic and from the global warming, and people had already start realizing that this kind of courses are demandable. Currently, maybe no, but when you do now, when you start, I think 2021, right? So 3 to 5 years down the road, yeah, it will be one of the demandable jobs.
All right, thank you, Mr. Loga. Another question we have is, if I want to do medicine after matriculation and I have a 4.0, is there a chance I may not get to study medicine?
Yes, this I would say yes, because I had very many cases. So as I mentioned earlier too, Delta is the most favorite course, right? So just imagine there are 100 over students or 200 over students get 4 flat dekat matriculation and they apply university. IPTA very limited. You only have 5 to 6 institute IPTA yang ada medicine dengan dentistry and law lah. I also include law because these 3 university you need to get 4 flat in STPM or matriculation for you to do medicine or law or dentistry. Okay, so just imagine if all of them go and apply for this particular university and you tak dapat and the requirement is 4 and semua dapat 4, so there are possibility for you to not get those institute. So what I recommend, when you set your mind of getting into medicine, you also need to consider those universities that I mentioned tadi tu, UPNM, University Pertahanan Nasional Malaysia, and UMS Sabah. So these 2 university people usually macam terlepas pandang. they only focus at the main universities for the medicine and dentistry and law. So medicine also available dekat this type of university UPNM tadi tu kan. So you can always go and look at the UPU, carefully select the course and carefully see which are the university available. If you already set your mind, you want to do medicine, just apply everything. And if you didn't get, you always got Rayuan. Don't ever give up. There are many cases after you apply your UPU, you get tawaran gagal and you do your Rayuan, other possibility you can dapat. There are many cases dapat case Rayuan. So don't forgo the Rayuan application. Always do a Rayuan. Give your best shot for your higher education.
Thank you, Mr. Loga. A personal question from me regarding the Rayuan. In example, if I applied for matriculation and I don't get it, how do I do the Rayuan after that?
The Rayuan link will be given, right? To basically when you do your UPU, they will give you a few months for you to do your Rayuan. Not few months, sorry, few weeks for you to submit your Rayuan. So when they see the participation to the university, orang yang dapat tak pergi, the opportunity will come to you. So
okay, thank you.
that needs to be applied online.
All right, thank you. Another question we have is, do employees look at students from public university as highly as students from other private institutes like Taylor's and BAC or overseas universities?
Okay, this is a very good question. End of the day, no matter which university you are, this is actually stereotyping lah kan. So there are also cream of the cream in public university. There are also cream of the cream at private university. The most important thing is how do you present yourself, no matter where you are. How do you bring your CV, your resume when you go to career, and how do you attend the interview, and how do you invest yourself in all the soft skill, professional certs, leadership skills, attributes, and extracurricular. That is how you build yourself. No matter where you are, you can do that. So that is the one that will bring up to the employers to look at you for the job opportunities at the organization.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Loga. Okay, Brian has a question and he wants to ask the question to you verbally. So Brian, you can please turn on your mic.
Hello, thank you. Good evening, Mr. Loganesh. I have one question here. Mr. Loganesh, do you recommend us to apply for PTPTN? Because if we get a good results, you can abolish all the fees. We do get like some sort like a free money. Do you encourage us to do that?
Okay, if you doing in public university, right? Are you focusing in public university or private university?
Public university.
Public. Okay. When you go to public university, there are a high chance for you to get a PTPTN lah, basically kan. So as I mentioned tadi tu, cost and financial dekat public university is less. And if you can cope up, because basically you just got to pay tuition fees and maybe some rental dekat luar rumah kan, because you only get hostel for maybe 2 years or 1 year. The rest of the years you need to stay outside. So that one, maybe if you don't have any support, that's why I mentioned earlier too, factors of choosing university is basically important when you check with your family. And when you get the support from the family, and if you are, yeah, correct. I think Ethan has put there, for PTPTN, they are now looking into B40 only. So dahulu, last time, even private, there are opportunity of PTPTN. But last 3 years, they stopped for private and they start focusing only for public universities because the amount is lesser, right? And even public universities now, they are targeting only B40. So to answer your question, if you are really required to take the PTPTN, you can just always apply. And there are also the conditions towards it. But if you're not required, you can just support yourself to the higher education lah. So to answer your question, if you're able to pay once you are in job, why not? You can just use that money to sustain yourself there without depending on your family lah. So it's very truly up to you and your family to make the decision, and also the conditions that is been set by the PTPTN.
Thank you, Mr.
And also
Loga.
another thing, for PTPTN, if you had first class, you'll be having it as a scholarship. There will be no you don't need to pay back to the government, to the PTPTN. Yeah.
All right,
Thank you,
Mr.
Mr.
Loganesh.
Loga. Thank you, Mr. Loga. All right, for all the participants who are curious and want to ask more questions about PTPTN, you can actually just scan the QR code of the post SPM series updates, because we just had a session on PTPTN with Puan Intan, and she is in the group. For those who have questions for Mr. Loga, maybe after this session, he will also be added in the group, and you can post questions to him there. So you can scan the post SPM series update WhatsApp group and the feedback form to give us your feedback on today's lesson, today's talk, so we can do any improvement. Any more questions? Let me open the floor for the last 5 minutes. Any more questions? Meanwhile, for those who don't have questions, you can check out our Bimbing's social medias, and you can please scan the feedback form to give us your feedbacks. Okay, looks like there's no more questions. So don't worry, for any of you who maybe later on, maybe tonight after you have a good sleep, maybe tomorrow morning you will remember Mr. Loga's talk, and you will remember you want to ask him some questions. His details are on the screen right now. You can just take a snapshot. You can always email him. His social medias are also there. And also, if you have other questions other than public universities, you can always message Bimbing. You can inform us, because we can try to get professionals to help you answer your questions. With that, I would like to thank Mr. Loganesh. Thank you so much for giving us your wonderful session today. I'm sure everyone benefited from this session.
Welcome. Thank you very much for the opportunities.
So you have
Thank you,
so
Mr.
much
Loga.
more.
Thank you.